Hey y'all. Okay, so yeah, excuse me for looking extra rough today, but this is just how I'm feeling right now. Um, yeah, so of course, as the title says, this is about the Zimmerman um Martin case, and I just had to make something really quick in reference to the verdict and everything. I don't know. At first, I wasn't gonna speak on it because I know that I am an extremely emotional person, and when it comes down to somebody losing a child and it being okay, it's just a touchy subject for me because I have a child. Like, I have a son, a black male, who I have to raise and worry about raising correctly is just the the beginning of it. I have to worry about somebody else killing him, even if I raise him correctly in the world that we live in now, and it being okay, justice not being served, and it's just a lot. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to worry about. It's a lot to. It's just a lot to take in. Especially when you're born in a country, that other people um come to get freedom and rights and yada yada yada. And you have to be ashamed pretty much that you even from a place that within its own people have racism. And everybody's like, oh, don't pull the race card, and it is the truth, because if those roles were reversed, it would have been open and shut, and they can tell me what they want to tell me. They can make it seem like, oh no, that's not the truth. None of that. um this case just brings me to the case dealing with the lady they have going on now in Florida, where she fired a gun in her house in the air to basically scare and get her abusive husband away from her. She did not kill him. She had reports on file of him being abusive. I believe she also had a restraining order, I believe. And they sentenced this woman to 20 years in prison. Like, really? But a child has been murdered. I don't care about self-defense or what you're saying. If we're gonna bring up all this different stuff, then let's just compare cases then. If you're going to give a woman 20 years for attempted murder, and she didn't kill anyone, you mean to tell me that you give no time to someone, a grown ass man, who killed a teenage boy, a innocent teenage boy? And people are like, well, they seen they have witnesses that Trayvon was fighting him back. What the fuck do you think? Do you really think that he was gonna let somebody jump on him or be harming him, and he wasn't gonna fight him back? Like, who the fuck is Zimmerman supposed to be? Like, Jesus Christ, to where he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do to people and no one can do anything back to him? Like, no, my Lord and Savior wouldn't dare hurt anybody. So who the fuck? I apologize that I have to curse within bringing up Jesus, but who the fuck did Zimmerman think he was, that he was allowed to shoot this kid to get him off of him, and you attacked him? Like, are you fucking serious? I really didn't want to make this video because I didn't want to get too involved in this, but I must say that I am not pleased. Like, this, if I feel this way, I can imagine how his parents feel. Like, I am hurting for this woman. I have a 11-year-old son who will one day be a grown man, who I have to worry about then being a grown black man, much less worry about him being a child and being harassed by a grown ass individual who thinks he's a fucking fake ass neighborhood watch. Like, are you for real? Like, I really, I try not to be a biased person. I try not to be a person who pulls the race card. I try none of that, because being someone in a mixed up family, you know, a lot of times it's like, oh, you're so black power, but I'm not black power, I'm equal power. Like, it's not right for the government, the justice system, any fucking body to make decision based on someone's color of their skin. Like, and you know, well, the judge is not who made the decision or whatever. So why is it such a race call? I don't give a fuck who made the decision. If, again, if this would have been a thuggish, as they would like to put on other black men, black male who done this to a young white child, or a young child, not of color, it would have been a fucking problem. The case would have been closed. He probably would have not had bond. Bond? Really? He wouldn't have had shit. Like, it wouldn't have been nothing. Like, are you for real? Like, I'll go right now, if I get pulled over and I have outstanding tickets, I will go to fucking jail. But this man is allowed to walk free. Like, if I picked up a candy bar out the store, they would take my black ass to jail. If I beat my son in public, they would take him to jail. If I must so just hit him on the ass in public, discipline him, I would get taken to jail. Really? But this man shot and killed a young boy, and he's off. Casey Anthony fucking ass. Let my black ass would have killed my child, went out and fucking partied and did whatever the fuck she did, and my black ass would have been in jail. Been. Under the, just as the woman who they give, let's pull the race card. Yes, my black ass would have been in jail, just like the lady who they just gave 20 years for firing a gun in her home in the air to get her husband away from her, which was on file as being abusive for attempted fucking murder. Just as Michael Vick, and I was mad with him. I ain't lying. I wanted him to do some time because I'm an animal lover and I absolutely love pit bulls, and I felt like it was very cruel for him to do what he did. But if we gonna compare it to the other cases, his ass should have got off. He shouldn't have done not a fucking day in jail. Matter of fact, they shouldn't have picked him up. If you're gonna let the man go who killed the child, the least that could this man should have gotten some kind of time. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, it's a lot. I feel like if I continue to talk about it, I'm going to end up starting to sound really, really Black Pantherish or something. I don't know, because, and it's not even because the child was black. It could have been any child. What pisses me off the most is that he was black, and people are getting off for doing things when they are not of the black race. That is what's pissing me off. Like, I would have been pissed off if it was a white child, a Mexican child, an Asian child, any other race that he would have shot and killed, and did not, go to jail for. It's not the fact that Trayvon was black. It's just the fact that we all know that if he was another race, that Zimmerman would have been in jail. Most definitely. Especially if he was white. Let's just keep it all the way 100. If you don't agree and if you don't like it, then that's fine too. But this is my opinion. And people, everyone, it's just like everybody has an asshole, everybody has an opinion. And if you think I'm an asshole for making this opinion, then that's fine. I'll be that asshole. But I know this. This country is really becoming a place that I'm not proud to be in. It's like, they always talk about black on black crime, and how within the black community, we're made to think that if you're lighter, you're better, and blah, 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 and this and that, and all of that. Well, if so much focus is being placed on that, let's place some focus on some other real shit. That just as well as this shit going on within the community, what about the violence that's getting done to other races that are minorities? Other hate crimes. Like, what about all of that? I don't know. I'm not going to keep you guys long. I just want to say that I'm scared for my child. Like, I don't know. Like, I think about that, like, that woman. Like, how can she feel? Not only did you lose your child, the person who did it wasn't made to answer for it. Like, how can you accept that? I worry about my child going to the park and something happening to him. Much less him going to the store. We have a little corner store right by my house. Him going to the store, getting killed, and because he is a boy of color, it probably won't really matter where we are. And it's even worse because racism, I'm pretty sure it exists everywhere, but being in the South, it's something that never died. Ever. Like, ever died. I experience it now. Even in traffic, just not too long ago in traffic, I experienced it when it came down to, letting people go because one lane was cut off, and, it was okay for everybody else to go in front of this guy, but once we tried to do that, it was fuck yous and this and that, and, I've even been called a nigga before. Like, it's crazy, how that can happen. And I'm not even a person who's offended by the word nigga, but if I know you're using it in a racist way, I don't care who says nigga, but if I'm using it if you're using it in a racist way, then it's definitely a problem. It's like I'm just going all over. Like, I don't know. Like, the emotion that I feel inside is scared for my child. Like, scared for my son. If we lived right now, we live in a black community, and I probably don't have to be as nervous as some people would think that you would. Oh, you live in the hood or whatever. I'm pretty sure this go on, that go on. You should have to worry about your son getting shot and killed and all that. Truthfully, I would be more afraid in the South, in the suburbs, where we were one black family of maybe 5 or 10, and it was a billion Zimmermans around. Where I would make sure to drive my son to the store and drive him back, because if he walked, he could possibly not make it home, because Neighborhood Watch felt like they should shoot him. I don't know, y'all. I'm just gonna end it because it's a lot for me, and I already am feeling emotional. I don't want to get all into my feelings on this. It's not my job to judge. And what's sad is that those who are placed in the position to judge and make those decisions, they don't seem to be doing a really good job. The justice system is full of shit. There is no justice. Is what they want and how they want it at that time for whatever and whoever that person is. I'm pretty sure money runs the justice system, race runs the justice system, status runs the justice system, everything but what should run it, which is justice and fairness and what is right. But I'm gonna let you guys go because I don't want to let it get too long based on my emotions. I love y'all, and I just want to say that to the family, I'm pretty sure they probably won't hear this, but to the family, you're not alone, and I know that you may feel it at this time, but in this cruel world, it's sad to say that Trayvon might be better off than a lot of us. Because for a long time, until we all go in, whoever you may be, you have to put up with some fucked up people. And you never know when it could be yourself or your child suffering the same thing. I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.